So you've gotten pretty good at your short game shot, your standard one. Everything's kind of neutral ball position, neutral technique. And now you want to know how I can elevate the shot and how I can lower the shot with the same club, just to have more opportunities to solve a problem on the course. Ball position is the obvious one. We're going to put the ball back in our stance and forwards for lower or higher ball flights. We're going to skip that one. That's the universal knowledge about it. I'm confident 95% of people do know that in short game. But today I want to talk about two more things that influence the ball flight. One of them is the amount of hand path width. A wide hand path versus a very narrow one, how it dictates the wrist movement, what kind of probabilities we have to deliver more loft or less loft depending on what we do. And then secondly, the distance from the ball. So distance from the ball will also dictate how the wrists are working, and then you have more or less dynamic loft in the moment of contact to get the ball up or down. We're going to hit always two shots today. One will be the standard shot, everything kind of neutral, medium distance from the ball, medium hand path, and the second shot will always be the adjustment. So the first thing we're going to do is medium distance from the ball, medium hand path. I'm going to land the ball on the green and see how it rolls out. I personally want you to err on the short game side, if anything, always on the more narrow side. But we're going to see what happens now if I change to a pretty wide radius right now. I'm going to give it away. If you have a wider hand path, you're more likely to arrive with more shaft lean forwards. The ball should come out a little bit lower. If I know that the ball comes out a little bit lower, I'm going to adjust my swing speed a little bit to less, obviously. All right. Ball in the middle still, no adjustment with the stance, and a wider hand path. I'm going to line it just on the green. Yeah, not the best. I don't play this shot very often. Good short game comes with good wrists. Very rare I hit that shot. We'll hit the standard one again. All right, medium everything. And I'm going to adjust it to a narrower hand radius. There you go. Medium ball flight. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to go from about here to make it even more narrow. And on the forward side as well, I'm not going to let my hands go to the left at all. If I do that, my hands have to be so much more active. And if I'm more active with my hands, I'm going to arrive with more loft. So I have to adjust the swing speed to more. All right, neutral ball position, narrow hand path, more clap head speed. That was a little bit better display. All right. I see too many people practicing with hundreds of golf balls. One or two is fine. Do your routine. Practice more like you play. We're gonna go to the low one here one more time with a wider hand path after a stock one again. So stock, middle of my stance, medium hand path. That's kind of right where I live normally. And the wider one again. Still a little bit sour. I messed up the first wide one. Medium distance from the ball, and a wide path. I'm just going to throw it a little bit more up the green. There you go. You can see that's a complete different ball flight. The next factor, distance from the ball. Distance from the ball actually just dictates how wide your radius is. Like if I stand really far away from the ball and down, I'm more likely to flip it. If I'm really close to the ball and narrow, I'm more likely to do the Steve Stricker stiff-wristed shaft leaner. So everything's standard again here first. Medium distance from the ball. And now we're going to go uncomfortably close to the ball. And really, really close to the ball. The shaft pitches up that way. And I wouldn't really do this. I don't have space to flip my wrists and have a narrow hand path radius. I'm forcing myself to be more stiff-wristed, shaft leany, stricker-ish. ball flight coming out lower. And it works out if you have enough green to work with, or you know, if you're into the grain uphill on slow greens, it works just fine. But that's just needs to be just an option, shouldn't be a standard. Our last version of it, and our last adjustment of today. After the standard one, we're going to go far away in a second. Alright, standard first. There you go. And now we're going to go uncomfortably far away from the ball. Right, we're going to drop our hands, and then immediately I'm less likely to get wide. It would get too shallow. I'd have a hard time hitting the ball properly. So if I drop my hands and go far away from the ball, I'm immediately going to do more of a flip. You can see I'm dropping my hands far away from the ball. If I do that, my wrist action is immediately dictated to get more flippy. I'm going to smash the bounce into the ground, get lots of loft. The ball flight will be super floaty, high, right? So really low, really far away, lots of club head speed. And it stops on a dime. It's important to make these adjustments. You can do them as wild as possible. If you need to hit it over Phil Mickelson from 6 feet away, then by all means, you gotta drop really low and flip it like crazy. But I think to have like these options to not have to think about your golf ball flight mid-swing, like create the ball flight in the setup, is a much smarter way to short game. Good players have these opportunities to get out of jail sometimes. If you're short-sighted or if you have an awkward situation, you can make your adjustments by getting really close to the ball and add some width into your hand path. Or if you have to, like the last one, you have to parachute one up and let it come down like a wet kitchen rag on the floor. Like then you have to go far away, drop your bum, drop your hands, and swinger. All right, so I've got a how to hit the flop shot video as well. Check it out, and I'll see you soon.